So, ladies and gentlemen, today the Sega CEO, his name is, I forgot his name, Hajime Satomi, there we go, just put out a very, what's the word here, Donnie?
Self-aware, also hi.
Self-aware quote, yes, Donnie's here, about Sega and how the company has betrayed the trust of their fans in the past 10 years and how they want to fix that. So today we're going to go over that, obviously, and yeah, you ready?
Yeah, where do we begin?
Where do we begin? Well, this came out of nowhere, first of all.
What do you... Matt.
Yeah.
There's one thing that is probably the most obvious thing you could perhaps say about Sega, especially with this year.
This came out of nowhere?
Yes.
That's pretty much literally everything. Sonic Dash 2, the Sonic Runners release date, everything.
Everything that has happened this year has come out of nowhere.
Miku getting delayed, exactly.
Everything has come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's been very, what is it? Not...
consistent?
I don't know the word. Consistent, yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's pretty much how Sega has been for the past year. And since Sega has bought Atlus, basically, they've been looking at the quality of their games and they're like, well, our games kind of suck. That's basically how they've been doing things. So that's a good thing that Atlus is, the shining light that Sega needed to finally come to this conclusion that they have been betraying fans. Let's read the quote, because we haven't read the quote yet. I've been talking to the employees about how we should start putting serious consideration into quality from this point on, especially in North America and Europe, where it's always been more of a focus on schedules. I believe that if we can't maintain quality, it would be better to not release anything at all. We did our best to build a relationship of mutual trust with older fans of Sega, but looking back, there have been some titles, obviously, that have partially betrayed, partially is a little word, trust in the past 10 years. If we can make a title with proper quality, I believe there's a good chance for it to do well, even in the West, for players that like to play Japanese games. Now, we don't know what kind of games he's talking about. Obviously, Sonic's in there, because, Sonic has been through ups and downs, especially recently, with Lost World, Boom, Generations, all that stuff. So obviously Sonic's in the picture, but it may be for other games as well, obviously, because Sega's not just Sonic, but Sonic is definitely a big part of that, equation. And obviously Sonic games are looked down upon these days because, they're not the best quality. So to hear this from the Sega CEO, it's reassuring that they want to, look into quality, but at the same time, it's like a slap to the face. Like, we betrayed you for the past 10 years, and we know that.
Here's one thing that baffles me. The one thing I don't understand is, out of everything they've heard in the past 10 years, all the criticism, all the feedback, all the backlash, the one thing they hear, and they actually listen to, is Atlus.
Yeah, I mean, okay. At one side of the spectrum, that's a good thing, because Atlus is really good at what they do. I mean, if you've played a Persona game, if you played a Shin Megami Tensei game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Atlus is really good at making games. I love Persona 4, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's that good. Persona 3, up high there too. I love Persona 3. One of my favorite games as well. I mean, when you look at, like, Sonic games, Lost World had mediocre reception. Sonic Boom, let's not even talk about Sonic Boom. Generations had high reception, so, I mean, it's kind of an up and down spectrum for, Sonic recently. And, I mean, for other Sega franchises, such as, Jet Set Radio, Knights, Phantasy Star, which, I mean, since we got that in Sonic Runners, I think they're kind of thinking about, that release in America. Probably not, but, it's just me being hopeful, please.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I completely understand why, I'm just glad that they are actually listening. It's just, of all the people they listen to, it's not the people
that buy their
reviewers,
games.
Yeah, it's not the people that buy their games, it's their direct business partners.
Yeah, that kind of shows you, you know, I don't know what kind of company Sega is, I guess. I mean, they obviously want to give us a good experience, but at the same time, this news...
It doesn't sound like we're...
It's like in that recent video that Sega put out, like, they thrive on giving us that perfect experience that can change lives. You remember that video? You know, the Sega anniversary video, whatever?
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, we changed lives and stuff. Well, I mean, they have in the past. Don't get me wrong.
They have.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, we wouldn't be talking about this right now if they haven't. But recently, of course, Sega has been a big target of, you know, hatred and, you know, I guess...
There's been a lot of backlash.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of criticism.
Because they haven't been making good games. And, I mean, that's exactly what you're going to get out of not making good games. You're going to get backlash. I mean, let's take Rise of Lyric, for example, even though I just said we weren't going to talk about Boom. Great example. They knew the game was crap, yet they released it anyway. And then they got a ton of backlash.
It's a mix between poor quality games and bad business decisions. They would not be in the situation they are in now if they had just been making better business decisions. And it all goes all the way back to when the Sega Saturn was a thing. And coincidentally, it's been 20 years now. Now, I think the 20th anniversary of the Sega Saturn's release just passed not too long ago, like a month or two ago. And that was basically when things started to go downhill for Sega that led up basically to this point. And it's just a series of bad business decisions. And people have been constantly saying over and over and over again, Sega, this is what we feel the issue is with your games right now. This is what we feel the issue is with your business decisions right now. They aren't working. They're too experimental, or you're not making good business decisions, like you rush things out without giving things proper leeway, give a good time.
Again, like they said right here, especially North America and Europe, where it's always been more of a focus on schedules. They were trying to get those games out by holiday season, whether they were good or not, because they wanted money. So, I mean, obviously holiday seasons are when people are going to buy games. So, I mean, they're gonna, They're gonna compromise the quality of their game just to get more money for that holiday release. Obviously, that didn't work out too well for the Sonic Boom games. Lost World, it kind of had decent sales, but not really what Sega was expecting, obviously.
700,000 isn't really that bad.
It's not bad, but it's also not good. It's like the game, it's mediocre.
Well, I mean, the thing for me is that I understand why Sega would take heed and say, you know what, we screwed up, we're going to try to fix things, and go from there.
You know, which I liked about how they delayed Hatsune Miku. It was going to come out in a week. Of course, people are going to get sad, but at the same time, I mean, if there's something in the game that needs to be fixed, I'd rather have a finished product than a product that is not finished.
Yeah, the thing for me is that I can understand, you know, people may get annoyed at the fact that it was delayed, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will appreciate delaying it. Even if it's a week in advance, the delay is still a delay, and it's still something that I think people can appreciate, because it means they're taking their more time to get the game
Exactly.
fixed.
Obviously, people are going to be like, why wasn't the game released on this day? I really wanted it, please! And, I mean, at the same time, it's like they're ensuring quality. As Miyamoto said, what is it? A delayed game can eventually be good, but a rushed game is forever bad.
Like, I mean, it's not even so much that what Sega said particularly, it's just the way they realized it. It's what gets me.
The way they said it, too, they're like, we betrayed our fans.
Yeah, they were kind of blunt, were they?
I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Obviously, it's good that they're actually, you know, recognizing that they have betrayed the fans. But at the same time, it's kind of like, we knew. We knew. We were playing you. It's all just a prank, man. We got you.
I mean, I mean, it's more so, like I said, the fact that it took them 10 years, it's not so much the fact that it took them 10 years to realize this, it's more so that instead of actually listening to the many reviewers and the many fans, and the many people who left Sonic and all these people, hundreds and hundreds of people, who constantly, for 10 years, hated on Sonic, hated on Sega, criticized their business decisions, criticized their games, all the backlash, made fun of Sega. Sega became a laughingstock for 10 years now. All this that's happened in the past 10 years. They don't pay heed to any of that, but they'll pay heed to Atlas.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Like, out of all of this, out of all the people that have voiced their criticism and feedback, and they constantly say, "Oh, we're listening to you guys, we're listening to your feedback, and we want to hear it."
I think the last
they
time they listened to anything for Sonic was Generations. That's really what I think the last time they listened to the fans was. I guess for other series, like, big series. Let's talk about big current series. Alien Isolation. That game was, I guess, half and half well received and not well received by some people. What other games? Let's talk about the smaller ones now. You have Knights and Jet Set Radio. You could have them at Sonic Runners, but why don't they have their own games? And people have been asking for these games for a while.
I don't understand the mindset Sega has sometimes. This
Phantasy Star Online 2 is a perfect example. The Americans want that so bad. It's crazy. They'll do things just to get into the Japanese service. I know of this myself. Why won't they release it here? They have a American website. They're all prepared. I don't understand. If the demand is up, then why not give us the supply?
I really do not understand Sega's mindset sometimes.
It's really weird.
The more this year goes on, the more baffled I get. It's just what Sega is doing right now. I honestly have absolutely no clue what Sega is doing. We had the whole news about there being a Joyopolis China happening.
Exactly. They're paying more attention to Sonic in, amusement park type things than they are into games. With Boom. The games were crap, obviously. The TV show is pretty dang amazing. So, even
it's pretty damn amazing, even though Cartoon Network does not know what they're doing.
They really don't. But the thing is, Sonic, they forgot what Sonic was. They forgot what a lot of these series was, not just Sonic. Sonic is a video game series at heart. It's not a TV show series. It's not a movie series. It's not an anime series, even though I kind of like the Sonic X anime in Japanese. I actually did like that. But anyways, Sonic at the heart, at the core, is a video game series. And if you have bad video games, then it's not gonna go well for Sonic. I bet if Rise of Lyric wasn't bad, then a lot of people would have been watching Sonic Boom, the TV show, and that would have been a great advertising, sort of thing for them.
The thing for me is that when it comes to the Sonic Boom games and stuff, even if they were good games, I still feel like it would not have been their entire promotion. The entirety of their promotion is solely based on these games. And I understand, yes, Sonic is a video game series, that should be the main thing. But here's the thing though, they never really talk about the cartoon. Cartoon Network never really talked about the cartoon. Pretty much everything we know about this cartoon, the scheduling, the ratings, all this stuff, wasn't even through Cartoon Network or Sega. It was just pretty much fan communication stuff. The fanbase is the only reason why we know this much about Boom right now. And it saddens me that they're relying solely on the games, which you're not. With the quality of the games, don't do that. It just puts a cloud over the cartoon, a dark cloud over the cartoon.
Exactly.
Because of the games, and it's just that's not what you do, Sega. I want to support you.
The thing is, it's almost August, right? And the game released in November. They could have easily delayed the games. Easily. Obviously, they wanted those holiday sales, and that's why they did it. But at the same time, you have a TV series, which you can very much promote, that's already doing well, but it could have done so much better if the games were good. I mean, it's like I can't even speak. It's decisions like that really define what's
this year.
the mindset of what Sega is doing in general.
Like, I just don't understand what Sega's mindset is, or really Cartoon Network's mindset. I don't understand what anyone's mindset is right now.
Money.
Like, this is perhaps, I wouldn't say it's the worst year. I'd say when Sonic 06 came out, like 2005, 2006 was, I think, the worst period for Sonic, because that was really when things got low. And that was when the Dark Age was happening, which went on for like a good 3-4 years, and, I wouldn't say we're in a new Dark Age, but it's this year, like the past, I want to say from November 2014 and onward, it has not been a good period.
Yeah.
And it really, really has been showing. I mean,
even with Sonic Runners, you have a good mobile game, but of course you gotta have that one thing that just ruins the game for everyone. And for Sonic Runners, it's the roulette. It's just decisions like that really like kill the hype for all of these games. It's very money grabbing. I mean, I think I've said this before multiple times on Twitter and on YouTube that I hate the roulette. I really do. I think it's the most money grabbing thing in any smartphone game I have ever experienced in my entire life.
There's a reason I don't play mobile games.
I mean, the game itself is really good. I really like Sonic Runners. It's just, oh my god, that roulette makes me want to hate it at the same time. I mean, I really enjoy the gameplay. I think it's fun. I think it's addicting. I think it's adorable how, you got all these miniature companions. I mean, the Chower's so adorable, man.
When are they not, though? Like, to be
And
fair.
then you got, like, the giant Death Egg companion. And I think that's all really cool. I mean, you got the Genesis and the cartridge, and when you put them together, it's like, it goes the Sega, tune or whatever. I think things like that, they're really, nice. Do I want Sonic to be a mobile series? Hell no. But at the same time, I mean, good games are good, and I'll take anything I can get at this point.
One thing is for sure, I'm definitely seeing that the focus on mobile gaming that they were, previewing in their restructure plans, they're there. We're seeing it.
And they just, I mean, again, the mobile games are good. It's just that they need to have a bigger focus in general on home console gaming. And quality, that too. Home console gaming. I mean, that's good that they're going to release a new home console game at TGS. That means they're taking a step in the right direction. For Sonic, for any of these series, except for maybe Phantasy Star Online, maybe. I mean, Phantasy Star grew up on consoles, but you know what I mean. They grew up on home consoles, and when you just take them away from that, I mean, the last real Sonic the Hedgehog game, modern, that we've had was back in 2013. So it's been 2 years, which might be a good thing or a bad thing. They might be taking their time. But I mean, we have the mobile games to hold us over. But at the same time, I mean, stuff like Sonic Boom kind of diminishes that hope for, like, good home console Sonic games.
Consoles still sell. Games on consoles still sell. I don't know where people are getting this mindset that mobile gaming is taking over, but it's not. Console gaming is still very, very, very much a thing, and it's not going away anytime soon. And I honestly hope Sonic continues to stay on that course with console gaming. I mean, it's perfectly fine to do mobile gaming. I don't object to that, but console gaming still works. Like, it's still very much a thing that you can do, and you can still make money off of it. But as long as you have quality, and that's the foremost thing, that if you have a good, solid title, it's going to sell. If it's not a good quality, solid title,
it's not going to sell.
It's not going to sell, and people are going to just mock it on the internet like they've been doing for the last year. But, like, I go into this coming anniversary for Sonic with very, very cautious optimism, because there's really no telling what we're going to get.
25 new mobile Sonic the Hedgehog games! No, I'm kidding.
Like, I really... All we know for 2016 is that there will be a new Sonic game, and we will find out more information early next year.
A lot of people are thinking that the new Sonic game will be announced at the Tokyo Game Show. And while that is a possibility, it's a very slim possibility. I say about a clean 5%. A clean 5%. Because, Japan, America, they're very disconnected when it comes to, decision making.
Here's the thing. From my experience with Tokyo Game Show last year, is that they really don't make a big deal about Sonic.
Alright, there you go.
They really don't.
Sonic's more of an American thing. It really is. Hey, American, UK, Europe, that sort of thing, yeah.
The very first major thing I covered for TSSZ, shortly after I joined the team, in September, was the Tokyo Game Show. And I heavily covered that with all sorts of articles, and it was a crazy few days. And the thing is, though, is that I don't know why people are thinking that there's going to be a new Sonic game announced there. There's not, because as I said, Tokyo Game Show really does not have that much in the way of Sonic games.
Doesn't really sell in Japan regardless, so...
It's not so much that Sonic games don't sell in Japan, it's that they have a lot else.
Fantasy
a lot
Star,
more, they have everything else. Games. Yeah, they have everything else to go for, not Sonic.
Sega Japan is very, I guess, what is it? They're very involved in a lot of things, like the arcade industry. They pretty much own a lot of that. They have the Miku games. Now they have Atlas. So, they have the Persona games. Sega has a lot in Japan.
They barely talked about Sonic at Tokyo Game Show last year. They barely talked about it. I know it was Sonic Boom and it was supposed to be more of a Western thing, but it was still Sonic and it was still being supported by Sega. But they didn't really talk about it. There was very little. They had a Sonic mascot there. He was there dancing around and all that. They did talk about Sonic Boom in their live stream, but Sonic was so minimum. You wouldn't have even thought Sonic was there, honestly. It was mainly Puyo Puyo, Hatsune Miku, Phantasy Star, all these games that they were announcing. You had Sega Hard Girls anime at the time, and it was all this stuff happening, but you barely heard anything about Sonic. Tokyo Game Show is the worst place Sega could announce a new Sonic game. I'm gonna be quite honest.
Nobody's really gonna care. Because again, Sonic doesn't really sell in Japan. Obviously people know what Sonic the Hedgehog is in Japan. It's Sega's mascot. And Sega is a big thing in Japan. So, am I wrong?
No, Sega is very huge.
They're very big.
I almost want to say that they honestly compete with Nintendo in some ways in terms of how big they are.
Japan is huge, Sega Japan. So obviously they're going to know what Sonic the Hedgehog is. Are they going to buy his games? No. Sonic, for some reason, does not sell in Japan. I don't know why. I really don't.
Not only that, but they tend to focus a lot more on Japanese games. So a lot of these games that you hear at Tokyo Game Show are not going to be coming to the West anytime soon.
That makes sense.
And I'm going to be quite honest. If Sega was going to announce a new Sonic game, like the 25th anniversary game, they would have done it at E3. They're not going to do it at Tokyo Game Show.
Okay, this is probably what's going to happen. Early 2016. Probably February, March, somewhere around there. Because that's when Lost World got announced, right? So probably somewhere around there.
It's also when Generations
Exactly, so we're probably going to get a trailer. It's probably going to be, I don't know, a trailer that gives us...
a minute long or something like that.
Yeah, a minute long with Sonic and Tails and, I don't know, probably the 20 millionth reincarnation of Green Hill Zone. And, it's going to have coming this winter. I could bet you, or this holiday season, I bet you that's what's gonna happen. I'll do a $5 bet right now with you, Donnie. What? $5 bet?
Would you buy me Stanley Purple?
Personal joke.
The thing is that I can understand people's mindset for Tokyo Game Show. They really want to hear something for a main series Sonic game, but they're not going to do it at Tokyo Game Show. They do announce new Sega games at Tokyo Game Show,
Obviously.
but it's not going to be Sonic. It's and they already announced Sonic Boom like Fire and Ice and talked about it at the Vegas Licensing Expo, so they already know about it. But the thing is, like I said, not the Vegas Licensing Expo. They talked about it. I can't remember which convention it was, but they did announce. They did show off the Japanese version of the trailer at a convention, but it was Tokyo Joyopolis. That's what it was.
Oh, Fire and Ice.
Yeah,
they did, and they showed off some gameplay, which actually Americans didn't get yet. So I mean, Japan's getting all this exclusive Fire and Ice information first. Lucky them, sarcastically saying that. Yes, I'm trying to be funny. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, like I mean, it's just Tokyo Game Show is just not Sonic. I mean, as much as I hate to burst people's bubbles, it's not that, it's just not where you're gonna find out about a new Sonic game. You will find out about other games, though. Maybe whatever Sonic, like, it's gonna be a generic Sega title. They obviously might be something released for the West. Maybe something we haven't seen yet. I don't know. Maybe Monkey Ball or something. I don't know yet.
Monkey Ball. Hey.
Because they still do release games for that. But it's just the people who say that the next Sonic game will likely be announced at Tokyo Game Show generally are not familiar with the convention at all.
Not going to happen.
Quite blunt.
Probably, again, 5%. A solid 5% if I'm being generous. But probably, definitely not. We're probably going to get, again, a trailer early next year in February or March. You got Sonic and Green Hill Zone number 57, and then this winter. And that's probably what's going to happen. Or this holiday season. Or, I don't know.
Yep.
December, November, October, somewhere around there. So we're probably going to get the next home console Sonic game by next year on, holiday season.
I think it's safe to say that the next game is definitely going to come out in the holiday season next year, and it'll probably be announced, February, something like that.
As for Nights and Jet Set Radio, let's shed a tear. As for
coming soon to Tokyo Game Show.
As for Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to America, let's shed another tear.
Coming soon to Xbox One and PlayStation 4 is Matt's Tears.
Wonderful. But I mean, at the end of the day, Sega just needs to fix up their crap.
They've been doing that with the restructure.
It's good.
We'll see.
That's a good thing. Actions speak louder than words, and hopefully.
You're stealing my line.
Wow, I am sorry, gamer, but you know what I mean. They just, They just need to show us with the next, I guess, couple of games. Not even Sonic, just like games in general. I mean, Sonic obviously, again, is a big part of that. That's obviously the big selling point of Sega. But at the same time, I mean, we have, what other Sega games are coming out soon? The Miku game coming out in America soon. Is that it?
Oh, do we? You have Miku, you have Yakuza 0.
Oh yeah, Yakuza. My bad. I love Yakuza, by the way. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's some titles, there's Puyo Puyo and stuff like that.
Sonic Runners with Knights in it.
Project X Zone 2.
Which is delayed to next year, by the way.
Tempo the Badass Elephant.
Which is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, they have quite an extensive lineup. It's just the problem is that people always expect that. Like, I don't understand why people say to Sega, guys, we want you to take your time and delay stuff, and then when they're like, when they say there's a new announcement, it's like Sonic, oh my God, Sonic.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just acting. It was a brand new, like, they automatically expect Sonic, and they think, oh, we're gonna get a new Sonic. Like, come on, Sega, give it to us. And it's like, guys, they're gonna get it to us, give it a moment.
We'll just have to wait. In the meantime, why don't you play another gaming series? Like Mario, or Smash Bros, or literally anything else out there. I mean, there's Steam, there's the eShop.
There's Half-Life 3.
You could go to your local, shut up, you could go to your local GameStop.
How could I go to my local shut up? How's that even
your
possible?
local GameStop and buy a video game, and you can say, "Oh, this looks pretty good," and you can pick it up and you can put it in your console, and you can have a good time. Except if it's Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, then you probably want to throw that in the toilet. But anyways, Shenmue 3. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna have to wait for that. That's coming out in like 2017, right?
It's supposed to come out in 2016, 2017. I think 2017.
Probably.
I mean, the thing's still, like, there's 9 days left in the Kickstarter, so I mean...
I should probably back it. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna do that soon. But anyways, that is it for this discussion. Obviously, we have opinions, and we want you to express yours. Please do not kill each other in the comments.
We have opinions, Tales Channel 2016.
Yes. Be sure to not kill each other in the comments. We are all human beings here. Let's all calm down. And
I mean, we're not cyborgs living in hammer space.
Let's all be nice Samaritans to each other in the comment section. And people.
Yes,
nice.
please, because I really enforce this because I'm being really tired of the bad comments. Like,
I mean, it's good to have your opinion. Don't get me wrong.
Let me put it this way. I'm the lead reporter of TSSZ. Every day, I see comments that are just, like, I understand you're passionate about Sonic, and I understand you want to get your voice heard, but so do other people. Just saying.
Just chill. Just
calm down. Have boundaries. Like, the best way I could compare it to.
Just work for. If you want your voices heard, just work for Atlas, okay? That's all you have to do.
But wait, it's analogy time with Donnie. Imagine, like, the best way I compare this to is a music concert. You can have a good time, you can jump around, you can shout, woo, and all this, and wave your light sticks or whatever, and all that. But you do have to have boundaries still. You can't go riot, tearing off the, picket fences, you can't do bonfires, you can't be rude and disrespectful, Like, you have all these privileges, but you still have boundaries that you have to set, and there's still, it's a privilege, not exactly a God-given right, so to speak. Like, it may
all be
there,
okay.
but
it's just a video game series.
Yeah.
Let's all calm down and have a good time.
You have boundaries.
I don't know why I'm singing, but let's end this video. Right?
Just comment, favorite, sing. For Matt Sings, his new YouTube channel.
Well, yeah.
Matt, the owner of American Idol's channel.
I'm the best. Be sure to check out, TSSZ News and Sonic Paradox. That's where Donnie is.
Our comment section is really nice. You should totally comment.
Exactly. Be careful in that comment section. Be sure to,
he's lying.
Protective armor as you advance in there. And be sure to subscribe for the latest. It's Sonic the Hedgehog and Sega News and updates.
He's lying.
I'm not lying. See you all next time.
Sure.
And have a fantastic rest of your week. And if you want your voice heard, just remember, work for Atlas.
He's lying. He wants you to be miserable.
Nope.
Lies.
Don't you lie to my friends and my people. These are my people.
Well, that's you doing the lying.
These are my people, Donnie. How am I lying?
These are your people? What, are they like your army or something? What are you even talking about?
I don't know. These are my friends, my family.
He loves you.
I love you very much.
I'd go into a more interesting route, but I can't really do that.
Why are we not ending this video? See you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your week.
#Atlas.
Work for Atlas.